everybody, and welcome to my presentation for the 32nd Alzheimer's Europe Conference, Building Bridges in Bucharest in Romania. My name is Jacqueline Parkes, and I'm Professor of Applied Mental Health at the University of Northampton in the UK. I'm talking to you today about the DEFIN-YD project. DEFIN stands for Dementia Experts for Involvement Network Young Dementia. The project is about engaging people living with young onset dementia in dementia research projects. The core team for the project are myself, Professor Jacqueline Parkes, Dr. Mary O'Malley, Dr. Laura Cole, Anna Crawford, and Natasha Bayes. Funding was awarded by the Wellcome Trust to us in August 2019. Initially, this was for a 24-month project. Due to COVID, we were subsequently awarded additional funding, and the project has increased in time frame to be completed by the end of March 2023. Initially, we were able to recruit 21 people with dementia, with young onset, to the project in order for us to be able to form 3 regional groups: the North, the Midlands, and the South in the UK. To start with, we formed a project steering committee that included partners and key stakeholders. And you will observe from our logos at the bottom of the screen that the project is currently led by the University of West London. This is because Mary, who had been successful in securing the funding, subsequently moved for employment to the University of West London and then commenced a period of maternity leave. So the leader for the project for the last 18 months has been Dr. Laura Cole. The project is delivered in collaboration with myself at the University of Northampton. It's funded by the Wellcome Trust, and we partner with University College London in the south in London and the University of Bradford, which is in the north of the UK. We also partner with a national network called the Young Dementia Network, which will tell you more about in a short while. The project began in January 2021 with a launch event. That launch event was held online, and it was subsequently, the decision was made to hold all of our meetings for this project online. At that launch event, we had a number of eminent speakers, and we told people about the project, and we asked for people to become participants in our regional groups. We had approached organisations like Dementia UK, the Deep Engagement Network, and others to recruit younger people with dementia, with young onset dementia, to participate in our research. We were able to recruit people that were representative of both rural and urban settings, men and women, and we recruited people who came from different ethnic backgrounds, although it is fair to say we would like to recruit more culturally diverse people to our groups. The first phase of the project was launched in August and ran from August 21 to March 22. That phase of the project took the form of online workshops. Initially, the workshops were delivered on Zoom. This was because the people with dementia expressed preference for that platform. Unfortunately, we had to revisit that option as many of the organisations were not able to use Zoom. So having consulted with our members, we all agreed to use Microsoft Teams for the workshops. The workshops were delivered, therefore, online and were facilitated by independent facilitators. These were not members of the research team. Each regional group, and that's in the North, the Midlands and the South, had 5 workshops each. The first workshop was delivered by myself and took the form of training for the members about how they could become involved in research projects. Subsequent workshops explored issues that related to the kind of activities that people were already involved in, if they were already involved in research, educational consultation events. We also looked at if they needed and wanted to become involved in research projects, what kind of skills and knowledge and expertise would they like to develop. We also explored what the nature of the groups should be in the future. So we talked about whether they would be willing to be resources for other universities and organisations who wished to engage with people with dementia in research. So we had a very good period in which those groups were considering what their role and function might be. More on that in a second. In phase 2 of the project, which we are currently completing, we are undertaking individual interviews. These are now complete with the people with dementia who participated in the workshops. We are also interviewing the independent facilitators to explore how they felt their role went and things they might want to understand and share with future facilitators. And we are undertaking a focus group with ourselves as the research team to look at what we have learned from this process and what we would like to share with others who might engage in this process. In this final phase, we are also developing a sustainable model so that the individual regional groups can go forward to continue to be used and accessed and participate in research in the future. As I said, the project is due to be completed in March 2023. So the initial aims of the project were to raise awareness of young onset dementia, and initially we were planning to run 3 face-to-face events in each of the regional centres to launch the project and look as to how we might recruit to those regional groups. Eventually, we did that online due to COVID. The ultimate aim was to create a specific young onset dementia public patient involvement network so that we can inform future research and policy in a national network based on the coming together of 3 regional hubs. That's the group in the North, the Midlands and the South. I mentioned that in the 5 workshops, we all worked together to look at what the priority areas of research for our groups that they felt they would like to explore at a later date. And unanimously, everybody felt that it was really important to research the issue of ongoing education and training in the unique aspects of a young onset dementia for the health and social care professions. Subsequent to the workshops, we moved into phase 2, which, as I mentioned, was to explore a model of sustainability. While we have not finalised our discussions as to how this might look, we are exploring several ways that this could occur. So we are having conversations with the Young Dementia Network, which is hosted by the Dementia UK network, the charity Dementia UK in the UK. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that group in a second. That's an option 1 looks at whether these groups are taken out of each university contact and are essentially run by Dementia Network. Option 2 looks at the regional groups essentially being delivered by each of the universities involved and having a host organisation the Young Dementia Network, who will possibly become a single point of contact for people who want to join the groups and for organisations who want to research with the regional groups. The regional groups can also, as well as working with individual universities and other universities, can also come together as a single group to be involved in national applications or in national consultations under the banner and logo of the Young Dementia Network. That is option 2. Option 3 is that the Young Dementia Network or another group does not become the national focus, but each group remains with their host university and are run together as a regional group. What I can say is that the favoured option at the moment is option 2, and we are working very closely with the Young Dementia Network to work on that sustainable model where they will become the umbrella organisation for the DEFIN members, and the regional groups will stay hosted by the individual universities involved. Just a little about the Young Dementia Network. As I said, they're hosted by the charity Dementia UK. I have included their a little bit of their definition so you can explore them for yourselves on the internet. And I've also included the link if you wish to get involved and explore their site. So they can be found at https://www.youngdementianetwork.org. There is lots of resources on that site in which are applicable to groups that are working with a younger onset dementia.